What if your next doctor doesn't wear a white coat? Because it exists entirely in code. Imagine an intelligence that can sense illness before your first symptom, that reads your heartbeat like a fingerprint, and that knows how your body will respond to treatment down to the molecule. No hospital visit, no waiting room, just an algorithm that understands you more precisely than your DNA ever could. That intelligence is real. Right now, AI systems are diagnosing diseases from breath, voice, and motion with accuracy that's rewriting medicine itself. They don't need blood tests to detect infection or biopsies to find cancer. They detect micropatterns in data no human eye can see. At Tsinghua University's Agent Hospital, 42 virtual doctors treated 10,000 patients in days, not years, with 93% accuracy. Across the globe, algorithms quietly predict sepsis hours before it strikes and spot diabetic retinopathy long before vision blurs. Here's the paradox. The future of healthcare might not involve humans at all, yet it could make healthcare more human than ever, by knowing you before you even walk into the clinic. So the question becomes, when medicine can read your data like a diary, do we still need doctors? Or just trust? Because this is the moment when you are what you eat turns into, you are what your data reveals. And in the next segment, we'll uncover how these AIs peer deeper into your biology than genetics ever did, and predict illness years before symptoms appear. For more than a century, medicine has been reactive. You get sick, then we treat. But AI-powered diagnostics are flipping that equation, turning healthcare into something predictive, preemptive, and deeply personal. Here's why this shift is revolutionary. Your DNA reveals who you could become, but real-time data, your breath, pulse, gait, and speech, reveals who you are right now. And that's where AI thrives. In hospitals from Beijing to Boston, neural networks crunch billions of medical records, genetic profiles, and live sensor streams to expose patterns invisible to human clinicians. Machine learning. Models trained on radiology images now outperform specialists in spotting tumors. Deep learning algorithms flag early sepsis up to 8 hours before a doctor would notice, saving countless lives. These systems don't tire. They don't miss the microscopic details hidden in 10,000 X-rays or hours of heart rate fluctuation data. They generate a constantly updated digital twin of you, a model that simulates how your health will evolve in the coming days, months, even decades. But here's where the tension builds. When algorithms begin predicting disease before anyone feels sick, the boundary between treatment and surveillance starts to blur. Should an insurer see that prediction? Should an employer? Should you even want to know everything your own biology is whispering? This is the edge between awe and unease. The place where data stops describing the past and starts dictating the future. In the next segment, we'll step inside the code itself to see how AI turns that data into diagnosis. How your phone, your watch, even your voice could soon become the most powerful medical instruments ever created. To understand how AI can outdiagnose the best physicians on Earth, picture this. Every heartbeat, word, and breath you produce becomes data. Raw signals streaming into a living neural network that learns the intimate language of your biology. Modern AI diagnostics don't rely on a single test or lab draw. They weave together billions of clues. Wearables monitor heart rate variability, respiration, temperature shifts, and even micro-vibrations of skin tone. Every data point becomes a pixel in your real-time health portrait. Then there's voice analysis, a breakthrough that feels almost supernatural. Researchers discovered that conditions like Parkinson's, depression, even diabetes subtly alter vocal patterns. The length of a pause, the tremor in a vowel, tiny shifts in pitch and airflow. In trials, algorithms identified diabetes from 30-second voice recordings with more than 70% accuracy. The next frontier? Using voice to detect Alzheimer's decades before symptoms appear. Meanwhile, AI microscopy and protein analysis are reaching further into the future. Blood samples are now decoded for proteomic signatures, shifts in thousands of proteins that form a biological time machine of your body's trajectory. Models trained on tens of thousands of patients forecast heart disease, Alzheimer's, even metabolic decline up to 10 years in advance. But what's most jaw-dropping is the feedback loop. Each diagnosis teaches the system to deliver the next one faster, sharper, and cheaper. The more it sees, the smarter it becomes, not just predicting illness, but anticipating wellness. If your genome wrote the first draft of your life story, AI is already revising the next chapters, line by line, in real time. And yet, beneath that brilliance hides a darker question. When machines know your future health before you do, who really controls that knowledge? You or the system? That's what the next segment confronts. The stunning benefits and deep moral cliff edges of entrusting our biology to artificial intelligence. Here's the paradox at the heart of this revolution. The same technology that can save your life might also own it. AI's medical precision has entered a realm that once belonged only to science fiction. Systems now identify individuals not by fingerprints, but by heartbeat patterns, retina signatures, even the cadence of their typing. Your biology has become a password, and every password can be stolen. The shock isn't just what these systems can see, but what they can infer. With only a few demographic details, medical AIs can re-identify so-called anonymous data with 99.98% accuracy. Combine that with what tech giants already know, your search history, location, purchases, and you get a portrait more detailed than any doctor, or even you, could ever assemble. What happens when an insurance company or an employer can forecast your health 10 years out? What happens when AI knows not just that you will get ill, but when? Humans aren't used to their futures being data points calculated to 2 decimal places. Yet this power cuts both ways. Early detection of cancer, heart disease, or neurodegeneration means millions of lives extended. Automated hospitals where AI handles triage, diagnosis, and logistics/inefficiencies and save billions. The question isn't whether these systems will run medicine. They already are. The question is how we'll hold them accountable. Because when your body becomes an information system, privacy isn't just about keeping secrets. It's about safeguarding identity itself. And that leads straight to our final reflection. What it really means to heal in a world where your doctor is an algorithm and your life is code. The story of medicine has always been about extending life. But now, it's starting to feel like understanding life itself. In the next decade, AI will merge with genomics, wearables, and behavioral data to create medicine that doesn't just treat you, it knows you. Precision health won't mean annual checkups. It will mean algorithms that monitor and adjust the chemistry of your body in continuous conversation with your genome. The line between diagnosis and prevention will disappear. And here lies the most extraordinary twist. When intelligence becomes embedded in biology, healing ceases to be a reaction. It becomes design. Illness could soon be seen not as fate, but as a solvable puzzle that your data helped predict before it formed. But trust will define who benefits. Will this new digital doctor remain a compassionate extension of human care, or evolve into something colder, a surveillance mirror that tracks every heartbeat you own? The answer will depend on how we, as patients and citizens, choose to govern the code now writing our health. Your DNA tells a story billions of years old. AI is the first system capable of editing it, not through mutation, but through foresight. And that means the future doctor isn't a person or a machine. It's a partnership between both. Because for the first time in history, medicine isn't about curing disease. It's about decoding destiny. And this journey? It's only just beginning.